Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another great edition of The Chef and the Fox. Joining us in 1 second will be the chef. Hello, hey, what's up, D? What's up, Bob? Sorry, didn't see you guys jump on. Mike should be joining me any minute now. Can we hear the plays? You guys got any early games you want me to talk about? Can you guys hear me all right? There's Mike. Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Sean. How you doing?
Yeah, that's better. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We are live. We've got a couple guys coming joining us already from the chat. So welcome everybody. Thank you coming here. I think is this the third show?
Yeah, I think so. It's been so long since we've done it. Lost
Yeah,
track.
that international break kind of killed us. So welcome URL Perez. Haven't seen you before, so welcome to come check us out. Let's get started. Well, how'd you do today?
It was kind of a mixed day. I had Liverpool to win. Obviously, that went to penalties. I had Napoli to win. They ended up drawing in the last few minutes on a pretty controversial goal there. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, I was at work. I didn't get a chance to saw. I saw the goal score, but that was about it. I didn't get actually a chance to see what's going on. I did see. I was on the over 3, and the money line is what I gave out in the Discord. So that was one of my only losses today. I actually went 6-2 today, so it was a pretty nice day.
Yeah, I think those are my only 2 losses. I had Eintracht to win. I had Manchester United and Chelsea over 2.5 that came through. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
It's not a robe; it's a full sweater. Well, my son has got buddies over, and he took my chair. So yes, it's fresh out the sweater with you there. But thanks. What's up, Geraldo? Thanks for joining us out. All right, so let's kick us off. I know how much you love Fridays. Any plays on Fridays?
I'm not currently looking at anything on Friday. I have a few. I have a few on the watch list. I'm looking at Barnsley and Bristol City, and
what about the Ajax game?
Ajax is definitely on my list. Yeah, for sure. And Galatasaray is on my list.
Yeah, I was on the Ajax. I was just trying to find the spread. I was trying to see if they were going to give us a crap like -2.5 or something like that. And that's of course what it is. If that gets to -2, I think that's a play. Not sure it will. It might be something to throw in an ACA. They should win that game pretty easily. But again, that's going to be like a -800 ACA, so that's not going to be a great thing to go. But if you just want to start off an ACA for Saturday plays and just make something a little more juicy, that might be a way to go. One of the games I'm looking at is the Sydney FC Newcastle Jets game. That's at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. So I've got to decide based on how my day goes Thursday night whether I'm going to take that. Sydney FC is still one of the strongest teams in that league. You're going there with Perth Glory and essentially with Melbourne City. So right now it's at -125. It's very tough to get them at minus like 120, 115 throughout most of the year once they start get going. They lost last week was the only reason essentially, and I actually think they drew. They lost 1-0 to the Wanderers. And that's the reason essentially you're getting a good price right now. But Sydney is one of the most talented teams in that league. They should be able to cover Newcastle without any issue. That would be one of the games I'm looking at. The other game I kind of like is the Strom Godset Rosenborg game. Both these teams like to score. Strom Godset has been one of those teams, but they've been kind of on a run lately that are really kind of putting themselves out of relegation. They still give up a lot of goals, which is the problem. They're right on their cusp. They're drawing a lot of games, was the only worry. And because of that, the game I actually like on this is I like the over 2.5, or you can take Rosenborg in the under 4.5. Those Bob Taylor Sydney plays in the Australian A-League. Just to answer that as well. And that's really the only looks I have on Friday. So moving down the line, I know you've got some plays. Did you want to go by day by day, or how do you want to do this? We lost Mike. All right, I will go ahead and take over. I'm sure Mike will be joining us. Let's go to the chat one sec. AC Milan -1. The problem with AC Milan is they're not the same team, D. As they were in years past. I sit there and I look at that team. That team is actually fighting for relegation. In 9 games, they've scored 9 goals. So to sit there and take them on a -1, that's a little risky. I know they're playing a bad team as Spal. Spal is not as good as on the road as they are essentially at home. Lucky for them, that game is away. I'm not sure I would take that as a -1. You might want to throw it in an ACA or something like that, but the two teams generally play pretty close to each other. And the only thing what you're hoping there is you're hoping basically Spal's away record stays the same. Yes, West Sydney does play this weekend, Bob. That's what you were asking. Okay. The WS Wanderers, I can look that up for 2 seconds. I believe they play Wellington. WS Wanderers plays Brisbane Roar at 2 a.m. on Saturday. Brisbane Roar is obviously it's 2 games in, but basically they've scored 1 goal, given up 2. Not looked into be a strong side most of the year. WS Wanderers have kind of been a surprising side. They've scored 5 goals this year, given up 2. I just wonder what kind of line you're going to get here. I can look real quick since that wasn't a game I originally looked at. Right now I've got that. It's not too bad. It's +112. So might be worth a look, but obviously tread carefully. We're only 3 games into that league. Trying to say this team's better than that team is a little bit difficult at this point in the season. All right. I see we lost Mike. I had a little kids in life will do that to you sometimes. So let's kind of move forward. One of the games I really like on Saturday in the Jupiler League is Club Brugge and Kortrijk. These 2 teams like to score. Club Brugge is by far one of the best teams. The only worry I have is essentially they played today. They covered the -1 without any issue. They should have a couple days to rest here before Saturday, but Club Brugge is 29 goals, 4 goals against. Kortrijk is 22 goals scored, 22 allowed. I like the over 2.5. You can get that right now. I'm -130. That's one of the lines I kind of like in that game. That game will go to over 3 if you wait till Saturday. Guarantee it. Definitely will not be available at a better price than that. The other game I'm looking at, which I was trying to see if I had a price, my one side didn't have a price. I like Chelsea over Watford. You could take the money line. It's at 1.66. It's kind of a hefty money line. Again, guys know me. If you want to take the line, just take Chelsea -1. Should give you a decent number on that. That way you're either pushing or you're walking home without a very little risk. So you're not laying all that juice. One of the games I keep going with every single week, and I'm waiting to see what the official line is. Let me see if it popped up. It wasn't available. Was English Championship. We have Leeds versus QPR. All right. Sorry, Michael. Thanks for coming back. Looking at, we have one of the games I was talking was Leeds versus QPR.
Oh yeah, I got that on my list too. I like this Leeds team. Especially at home, they're not going to lose too many games at home, and it's definitely a bet on team for me being home. I think I've been on them maybe almost 90% of their home matches, and they've won me quite a bit of money already.
Yeah, I think I told you several weeks ago, QPR is almost an auto bet team for over. As long as that over is 2.5 and not over 3, I've been just cashing that. Straight rhyme. I think we're up to 6 out of the last 7 that I've cashed at. So definitely versus Leeds. Leeds is going to score some goals. QPR is probably going to at least get 1 on the tally. And you'll get that over 2.5 right now is what I see. See it at over 2.5/3 at -120, which also tells me if you're going to get on that early. It's definitely going to be 3 by Saturday, and you'll miss your window. I still like it a little bit at 3. It's just 3 in soccer, especially in the championship, it's a risky number.
And that's a change from last year because QPR they weren't contributing in the score sheets last year, and this year they've kind of upped their game a little bit. They're contributing and they're getting those overs.
Yeah. And that's definitely been one of the things I have. And them and Hull City are my kind of 2 games that I look and go, who are they playing? Okay, can they score? Yeah, okay, that's going over. There's no doubt about that. What other look you got on Saturday? I gave a couple looks when you were out. Club Brugge, Kortrijk over. One of the ones. Chelsea -1 versus Watford. I like that on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Chelsea look, especially after today. They kind of had a rotated squad, but they didn't. I mean, they're kind of seems like they're trying to see where Pulisic is going to fit into this lineup, and once they get back to the Premier League this weekend, hopefully he's back in. But I could see them easily winning that one by 1 goal. Speaking of your Hull City, I have Fulham, and Fulham is hosting Hull this weekend.
Yeah.
And I have a Fulham at -1 at 2.05. At worst, I think we get a push. I don't think Hull can take them to a draw, especially Fulham at home.
No, Fulham looks like they're getting ready to bounce right back up to the Premier League at the end of this. They look like they should win the championship going away. But of course, everything you learn in the championship, who's ever in front will lose stupid games for no reason that you basically think that they're even going to win. It happened to West Brom about the midway point. Everyone was like, West Brom's easily going to advance. They're going to go. Leeds, the same thing. Those were the 2 teams that most people put their futures bets on for the English Championship, and then they finished 4th and 5th. So definitely not something out there. But Fulham is definitely on a run. If you look from a championship perspective, they're basically they've won 3 out of the last 5. Again, the one game they lost was the game no one expected, to lose to Barnsley. That was a game I was on too, so that game kind of killed me. So, but yeah, Fulham -1. I definitely like that. I got an over 3 at minus 112. I'd
Mm.
probably lean that way as well.
Yeah.
I definitely think Fulham can put some 2, maybe even 3 on the board. Hull will give up 1, score at least 1. I don't know. Do you have a both teams to score number on that?
It was really low. It was around 1.4.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty much, which the odds makers are knowing all of a sudden that we're going to get 2 to 3 goals guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
So worst comes to worst, just like that minus 1, I think that would be a good cover to take the over 3. One of them's going to hit. The other one's probably going to push. So
Right. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
And Fulham, if they're going to get into the championship playoffs and try to get back up in the Premier League, they need to be beating teams like Hull. They need to be beating teams like Cardiff and Millwall down in the lower tier of this table. So they need to take care of business. They want to get back into the race here.
Yep. I was going to ask you just on the fly. I know you're in California. You follow Legal MX?
I started following it after I think our first show. You gave me a couple plays to follow, and I've been following along with it. I haven't made any plays on my own or try to cap it, but I have been following what the teams have been doing a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, because you got a huge clash on Saturday, which is going to be huge. You got Santos Laguna and Club America, number 1 versus number 3. I like the under 2.5. These two teams play together. I mean, I'd probably even sprinkle a little bit on the draw. I mean, Club America is not going out there. Anytime they play a decent team, they score about 1 goal. Santos Laguna would be the team that's going to screw you're under. Sorry. They go out there and they just score. And they're definitely, you look at their numbers over the year, they're at 33 goals, 21 conceded. Club America's at 26 and 20. Like I said, Club America plays a little more close to the vest. I like the under 2.5. I think it's at home at Club America. I could see this 1-1 or 1-0.
It's a nice look. Yeah. You expecting a pretty defensive heavy match then?
I think Club America is going to basically, and history has shown their matches before, they're going to play a very cagey match. They're going to really pick their spots of when to run, try to look to see when they can draw fouls, things of that nature, to go forward versus just all out go forward. So obviously Laguna could spoil that really easy if they score early, takes teams out of their comfort. But yeah, I like Club America and the under 2.5. Sorry, let me correct that. Club America under 2.5, not Club America to win. I think that game could be anybody's. It should be a great game. So what else you got on Saturday?
I'm going to go to Greece here. PAOK and Panathinaikos.
You love Greece.
Greece is a good league. A lot of goals in that league, a lot of action, especially with PAOK. I mean, PAOK just coming off a phenomenal year last year. They, had a good run in the Champions League for a while. I think they're going to smash this team here. And we're getting a very great price on the -1.5 line here at 2.1.
I could 2.1 on PAOK?
Yeah. I could see
anybody out?
Getting here. I don't see anyone out. There's no injury reports yet. So I mean, yeah, it's just either a gift or a mistake or something. But
yeah, that's a really nice line.
I jumped on that last night, and it's still sitting there at 2.1. So something.
Yeah, I wonder if you're just getting a bad look. I look at that line, and I've got -294
on the -1.5.
Oh, and the -1.5. Okay, no, I've got okay. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't hear you were taking the spread. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, straight win is 1.33, which is you can stick that in with the 3-team or 4-team ACA.
Yeah, it's not bad. BetOnline actually has a split as a -1 / -1.5 at -112.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
kind of split your stake up between two bets. Be a bad look.
Yeah, I definitely like that. What was the game I have? Let's go to the Netherlands. This is Sparta. But unfortunately, Sparta's not going to win this week. I think PSV is going to be pissed from last week. basically coming around and trying to just cost me loads and loads of money, picking up a red card in the first half of the game, which basically ended the game. Alex Kamara basically then just went on a run, beating him 4-0, drawing in the Europa League, being able to play Sparta. They generally beat Sparta even away. Because Sparta's a pretty solid team, you're getting a pretty nice price on this. I had this at minus 115 for just a straight PSV money line win, and that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I like that PSV team. I've been riding them in the Europa League, and they've been coming through week in, week out. So I definitely like that look.
Yeah, I've been taking in there. The only thing you got to make sure Malin's playing for whatever reason. They benched him the one game, and then the other. Not sure how. If you look at that red card from PSV last week, you had a forward get 2 consecutive yellows in a minute. I mean, that's just beyond stupid. So it's just, yeah. One of the other players I was going to try to see if you have a line on this. What do you have on the Lokomotiv Moscow game?
Lokomotiv.
That's been one of the teams in the Russian league that I follow. They're one of the top teams there. Them and Zenit. They're always nice teams to throw in ACA, things of that nature, just to kind of give you a little juice. And they don't let me down. 22 goals scored, 14 left, tied for second place in the league. They win away. They win at home. They're a solid team. They're turning around and playing Ufa, who's battling for relegation, who they've basically kind of owned in previous years. That's why I was trying to see what number you had. I have no number on that game.
I'm getting a 2.05 right now on a straight Lokomotiv win. And that looks pretty appealing considering granted they're on the road and they have a European game in the midweek next week.
I don't know,
but I still think they can get that job done against Ufa.
Yeah, I would think that. The other thing I would do, if you want to take that Lokomotiv Moscow, take Lokomotiv Moscow straight up money line and then take the under 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be a straight cover, guaranteed. Urel Pires, like Chivas and Tijuana, both to score, minus 125. Urel, that game's tonight, right? I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the game. The only game I really kind of looked at tonight was UNL Tigres. I just threw them in an ACRA with like Roma. For all intents and purposes, a lot of heavy favorites. Standardly aged today, Roma, Club Bien, but all I need them to do is just basically win. Both teams to score. That's a good look. I mean, Chivas likes to score some goals. They like to also concede some goals, so I could definitely see that hitting without a factor. I did think somebody was out in that game.
Are you watching the MLS?
I haven't watched it yet. I actually just got home. There, I was turning in. Is it still 1-1?
Yeah, it's 1-1. And right before we came on at halftime, they had a live total of 4.5, and I absolutely pounded that under because we're not seeing 3 more goals in this match.
No, I don't see 3 more goals. The one thought lean I had, which was over 1.5 first half. I've been kind of taking that with most Atlanta games and been cashing pretty nicely.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Especially when they're really dumb and they're giving you over 1. So.
Yeah, sometimes you can catch the books sleeping when they're too concentrated on they're too focused on NFL and college football and basketball starting back up, so they kind of let soccer go by the wayside.
Yeah, a lot of things do that, and I will tell you, and I know this is probably going to hurt hard. I have a futures bet on Atlanta United to win the whole thing. At I think it's like plus 575. So I'm definitely cheering on for Atlanta United here. I did put a slight cover on Toronto FC just in case tonight, so I'll at least make up what I staked.
On Toronto draw double chance.
Yeah, they're a tough team.
They are.
They are a tough out. Also, we had the curse of the PK miss already in that game too. which anybody you guys know from the Discord know right of fact, when we miss a PK, we end up drawing. That's just the way it goes. It's basically the God saying you should have scored because you're an idiot. You don't get to score for the rest of the game.
Right.
So, all right. Anything else on Saturday before we move on?
I'm looking at West Ham. I've been on this team quite often. I actually have a futures bet on them. Points total over 50. And it didn't make much sense because they got considerably better in the offseason. And last year I was on their points total over 48, and they came in, I think, around 52 or 53, I believe. So for their season total to be at 50, it kind of baffled me. So I took their over on that team total, and they're picking up points every week. They're drawing or they're winning games, and they're playing Newcastle this weekend. So I don't see any reason why they don't pick up 3 points. I mean, Newcastle are going to be battling relegation all year, and West Ham are scoring goals. I mean, they're not in particularly great form. They've lost to Crystal Palace, they lost to Everton, and then they drew to Sheffield United. Last win was a couple weeks ago. They clean sheeted Manchester United, which is pretty impressive. So I think they can get the job done here against Newcastle. I don't see where the goals for Newcastle are going to come from. West Ham is a pretty defensive-minded team. I think I got West Ham. Yeah, West Ham straight win at 1.83. Pretty good play, pretty good price for a team that's should be challenging for the upper part of the table as opposed to a team that's going to be battling relegation all season. Did we lose Sean? Let's see what. Anyone out there in the chat got any other games you want us to look at? Let's see here. What else? I'm never touching an Arsenal game ever again. They've cost me so much money in the past month or so. Decent price on them right now, 1.74, but I think the Wolves could give them some fits. Liverpool going up to Aston Villa after today. Had a pretty heavily rotated squad. I think they're going to come out. They're starting 11 and try to pound Aston Villa. They got to keep up with Manchester City and keep their points lead. Can't let it slip away again. What else? Manchester City's playing Southampton again for the second time this week. So that should be another win for them. So Liverpool will definitely need to get all 3 points. Tottenham and Everton are a pretty good, interesting match. I'd lean under on that one. My banker for the weekend. I don't think I have one yet. Maybe Juve, Torino, both teams will score. I'll be looking at that game for the Serie A video for Friday. That could be one of my looks. Juve conceded today. I couldn't believe it. I was on Juve win to nil. Genoa somehow snuck one in there. Well, here's another one I wanted to look at. Let's see the number on it. Yeah, this Leicester City and Crystal Palace. Leicester City is on absolute fire right now. And to get them at a straight win at 2.15 is pretty remarkable. It's kind of like one of those gifts or it's a mistake from the book. We can get Leicester at minus, that's the first half. Oof. Leicester City minus 1.5 at 4.0. Wow, that's pretty juicy. I mean, where do the goals come from for Crystal Palace? How are they going to keep Leicester from scoring? I think I might get on that. Yeah, Arsenal's at home, Bob. I'm still not touching them. Arsenal could be playing in my front yard against my local varsity team, and I still wouldn't bet on them.
Okay, sorry about that. My Apple decided to actually
Arsenal is
go
just
ahead and reboot for no particular reason. All right, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, sorry. Let's do an update right in the middle of the show. Okay. All right. So I had to reboot different way. Yeah, I heard your thing. The only question here, let me riddle you this before you make your Leicester play. I've been winning with Leicester too. Who's the most profitable Premier League team there is this year?
If you take them straight up?
Yeah. If you were to take them straight up on the money line every week, who's the most profitable Premier League team?
I would probably have to say. I'd probably have to say Leicester. I mean, you're getting good numbers on them every weekend.
You are, but the actual right now, according to the numbers, because of their large money line plays that they normally get, is Crystal Palace. They win games that people don't expect them to win. I was shocked when I heard it, but I was looking at the thing, and when I read it, it was something like, I'll have to dig it up, but it was at least you were plus 8 or 12 units. So it was. Wow. They were the number one team, and strictly they had a big win, like a plus 500 win already this year. Did we get a chance to talk about my favorite league?
No.
The Allsvenskan, Sweden. Swedish soccer is where it's at. There is absolute joy in Swedish soccer. All right, we got my favorite team, Hammarby. I really hope they win the league just because they've been so fun to watch. You've got an over 3 for a team that basically is going to score 3 themselves. Häcken's a good team, but Hammarby basically comes in, scores there. I like the over 3. They've been crashing there. I mean, you basically look at one game in their last 7 where it didn't hit at least 3 goals. And you're going to – Häcken will definitely score as well. I don't have both teams to score on that, but if I did, I would take that in a heartbeat. They love to just bury people. 71 goals scored this year in 29 games. The next closest opponent has 51 goals scored. They love to score. Max, just to let you know, I didn't. I just logged into StreamYard. Based on their new setup, it punched me in there. We'll make sure going forward we don't use the Sports Keg logo. That's not a problem. That's just I logged in the StreamYard. It automatically gave me to his site without doing anything. I don't know why. Should have just done my beta. All right. Other thing going forward in that league, you have a very good game. The Garden. Deja Garden. Deja Garden's going to play a very Norrköping as well. It's going to be a good, very good, solid game. But this is going to be for the division. I definitely like the under 2.5. If you want, it's worth a sprinkle on the draw. I could see 1-1 in this game, which is what the games have been between them in the past couple games. So definitely like that as well. Anything else on Saturday? We move on to Sunday.
That was all I had for Saturday so far. I still have to do some serial work for the Friday show, and then
I was wondering when the video is coming out because I hadn't seen a video. Or
we did the midweek video on Monday, and then we're doing the weekend video on Friday.
Okay, that's all right. That still gives people time to get their bets in. Yep.
Yeah, early looks on that was I mentioned Juve and Torino, Inter and Bologna. We keep getting phenomenal numbers on Inter. I've been on them every single week except for one, and the 1 week I did not take them. They ended up drawing, so it was a good look.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I definitely could look at that. On to Sunday. Let's start with the Danish Superliga. We go with my favorite, Aalborg with Midtjylland. I definitely like Midtjylland here. Aalborg's a solid team. They like to score goals. They should finish in the top 5, top 6. They'll definitely go on to the super competition that they do to finish their winner. But I still see them more towards the bottom. Midtjylland, this is their chance to win the league. Copenhagen is down this year. They're seizing every opportunity. They're not blowing teams out, but they're being a little bit more cagey, and they're winning games 1-0. I like Midtjylland right here. I think you're going to get a good price for a good Aalborg team. You could go with like a Midtjylland. You don't even have to go with -1. You're getting plus money on Midtjylland. I'll take them at plus 116. No issue. I mean, they've won 3 of the last 5 away, so not worried about the home wins. What else you got on Sunday?
I just took that Leicester bet. I think they're going to beat Palace. All
right.
Looking back on Palace's record, I think they could be. They beat Villa, they beat Norwich, they beat West Ham. I don't really see them beating the likes of anyone in the top 6. I think once things get ironed out, I think they're going to get shuffled back down to the bottom half of the table. Looking at Preston, they're on the road this weekend, so I mean I would probably tread carefully on that one.
You're going to go against my favorite Charlton team.
I'll look a little deeper into that. Preston's a good team. I've been on them quite a few in the championship.
Yep.
They've come through quite often.
Yeah, and I mean, and the two teams haven't played together in years, so nobody really knows what's going on. But you are playing Charlton at home. Charlton's losses at homes are to Swansea and basically to Birmingham,
Right.
and that's it. So they are a very tough team at home. I kind of like the draw double chance, possible with Charlton, just to see.
I would even look under. I could see a lot of defense, a lot of cagey play going.
Yeah. But Preston likes to score, aren't they? They have 27 goals scored, 16 allowed.
Yeah, going on the road, especially how you just alluded to, Charlton, they're tough at home, and these two teams haven't played each other in a while. Probably going to fill each other out for the first half, see what happens.
Yeah. All right, let's.
Other than that,
yeah, there's not a lot that I like on Sunday.
Lots of like on Sunday. Yeah, I agree. Kind of like Friday matches. You got to kind of pick and choose your spots. And
yeah, I'm still learning how to do that. I go and pick it and choose my spots, 5 plays. Next thing I know, I've got 9 on the Discord. And I was like, oh crap. All right.
Yeah, I usually have around maybe 10 plays for the whole weekend, and then a couple of maybe 2 or 3 team ACCAs, and see what happens from there.
Yep.
I usually don't go too overboard on my card for the weekend.
Anything? I know you were giving out your best bet earlier. Didn't know if there was anything else you like. Obviously, we're still trying to figure out who's the MLS matchup. But are you rooting for basically whoever wins this matchup, basically to win the cup?
I don't know, man. Seattle's a tough, scrappy team, and I think they could give either one of these teams a problem. I mean, they're
I think
obviously,
if it's Atlanta United, I think Atlanta United will walk away with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Seattle can beat Atlanta.
I mean, where is the game held this year?
It's wherever whoever wins this match.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. They still haven't made it a neutral site game. That's right. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it's whoever wins this match. Seattle will have to go there, I believe, or I think they might even host Toronto if Toronto wins. I forgot their seeding.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see what that was. I definitely know I lost in my picks. My NYFC blew up, so that's who I thought was going to be playing Atlanta United. You told me right from the start. You were like, Toronto's a good team. They're probably going to win that game, and I was like, I don't know. Him and Han. I should have just followed you on that. So, all right, let's go to the chat. Anybody have anything else they're looking at? I know we got an Olsen Honda game on Sunday. I know some people have already asked about that. Olsen Honda plays Seoul. Seoul sucks. If you can get an over 2.5, I'd take that. Even an over 3. But each team basically is going to put there. If you get a both teams to score, but I've yet to find anywhere I can get a South Korea both teams to score odds. That would definitely be almost 100% cash, especially lately. Anything else on the chat? Is the Arsenal game at Emirates? Is what Bob asked.
Yeah, they're at home.
Yeah, they're at home. Do you think he gets fired? If they lose this, does he get fired?
I don't see how he makes it past the winter transfer window. If they keep losing and just shit performance, I don't see how he makes it.
I think some of the performances, he keeps playing all these young guys. Yeah, I mean, they keep playing Baca, whatever his name is, and I haven't seen anything from him. I don't know why he doesn't play Guendouzi as much as he should. I don't know. The whole deal with the Shaka thing just kind of looks like it's kind of run rampant there. Yep.
Yeah, and the whole deal with him and Mesut Ozil, like if you don't want him on the team, sit him down and transfer him in the winter or play him. I mean, he's one of your best players. Probably is your best player, and you're not playing him except for Europa League matches or these. You didn't even play him today in the cup match against Liverpool, which made no sense. But the whole situation it's almost like the situation at Real Madrid with Bale and Zidane. I mean, at least Zidane's come out and said, I don't want this guy on my team, so we're not going to play him.
Yeah.
Emery just refuses to even address the problem and just lets him sit on the bench.
So who goes first, the Arsenal coach or the Dortmund coach?
I think they have a little less patience in Germany, so I'd have to go with Dortmund.
Well, I mean, for a team that was supposed to compete, they just – it's sad because they didn't lose that many guys. I mean, you lost Pulisic, but towards the end of the year, you didn't even play him. Right. You picked up Mats Hummels, which, I mean, I'm sure you've heard Flash go on and on and on again and how much of a statue the guy is, but I actually think he's not too bad. But they just can't score. And I know Royce hasn't played all the games, and I know Alcacer's been hurt, but they just can't score. And then they concede just like they always have. So
and
I don't know. That's one of the teams.
They might be losing Jadon Sancho. If they lose Jadon Sancho, you can call it a wrap for Dortmund. They're done.
No, yeah. Sancho's a tremendous talent, but I can't see him selling him January. I can see him selling him in the summer. I just can't see him selling him in January.
Yeah.
He just signed a contract before the year started. to get a mega deal. And we know what that is really in soccer. We're going to make his price go up. So when you offer, you have something to be higher than the contract that we just gave him. So yeah, that's all that is. That's the one thing that sometimes irritates me in soccer, or good teams who are trying to compete will turn around and sell their best players just because what you understand in soccer, especially in the European leagues, they're all stocks. Every single guy is a stock. When the stocks go up, it's time to sell high. When the stock's low, you just kind of deal with them. All right.
It's like the PSG and the Neymar situation. They need to figure out. He hasn't even played for PSG this season yet.
Well, why is Mbappe all of a sudden not starting?
Yeah, the whole situation in PSG is crazy.
You went in a Champions League player. Your best player sits on the bench. Who's 19 years old. You're selling out your other best player, and you're trying to convince him to stay. I mean, to me, you're just starting the animosity for him to turn around and tell Real Madrid and Barcelona come with some ungodly contract.
Both of them are going to be gone next year, so
yeah,
PSG needs to figure it out.
All right. On that note, do we have anything else? If not, we'll go ahead and end it. Thanks everyone for showing up. Hopefully our plays come out well. I'll try to post them in the Discord so everybody knows what they are. Thanks for joining. We are going to try to do this weekly now that we've got no international break. It's going to be either Wednesday at 9 or Thursday at 9. We'll try to get out the notice a lot earlier, but thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for everybody coming in.
See you guys.
Hey, you there? Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Not too bad for not having a whole lot of notice.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Continue. We just got to get a steady time so we can get that out. Obviously, get time for people to come in. So, yeah, I like your plays. I took a bunch of them on Bet Online when you were saying it. So, hopefully they'll come through and we'll just continue to grow this. I have no idea why it ended up in Jay's StreamYard. I just typed StreamYard.com like I normally do. Didn't even ask me to log in, and it just went boom. All right.
Max needs to take that shit private. Don't fucking take it on the public thing and try to be a, police officer or whatever he was trying to do.
Yeah, I don't even know why he's making a big ass deal. I guess because it was like you're using their StreamYard. I wasn't trying to use their StreamYard. I literally normally I would have to get Jay to give me a code and all that stuff, but StreamYard did a new multiple sessions where you can I guess stream in 2 different places.
Yeah.
And all I did is click YouTube, signed into my YouTube and clicked in. So I figured, okay, we're good to go. And then I noticed in the top corner, like sports gag, but I don't know. Some of them just have a little bit there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, but